Hey, guitar dudes and dudettes. So, as most of you are aware, I did recently pick up a Epiphone Les Paul Custom Ace Frehley model. This one was made in July of 2000. Wasn't really something that I was looking to purchase, but my nephew had it, and he called me up and said, "Uncle Brian, I kind of need some cash. Would you be interested in buying this Ace Frehley guitar?" Because he knew I was a Ace Frehley fan. So I said, "Yeah, I'll help you out, buddy." So made an agreement with him. If he ever wants it back, I'll sell it back to him. But got it home and got some interesting things to look at here. So here it is. Now I've already kind of worked on it a little bit, polished it up, kind of cleaned up the frets and the fretboard. Take it out here and kind of give you a look at it. Put it down here on the table so we can get it out and look at it a little bit better. Yeah, I do have the bridge, obviously. I got a set of strings, and I have the bridge and the tailpiece. They've been lowered all the way down, so the action's not, set up anywhere near where it's supposed to be, but it does fit on there, I promise. Because I had it on there earlier, you just got to get it straight on both sides at the same time. There it went. There we go. So, Ace Frehley, Epiphone, Les Paul model. So we've got some interesting things going on here with this guitar. The first thing I noticed right off the bat is the headstock on the back, if you can see that there, is marked used. So obviously that means it's a probably a factory second, a B stock if you will. Serial number is I. That means it was Indonesia. 00 is 2000, 07 is July, and the 0125 is the sequence number. So I would assume this was the 125th guitar built in Indonesia in July of 2000 at the Epiphone factory. That's kind of how that's supposed to read. And I lost my bridge and my tailpiece when he turned it upside down. So that's why I had those off there in the first place. But I'm going to try to zoom in here and show you kind of what's going on with this guitar, because this before video is before it goes to the luthier to get some repairs done. So let me readjust the camera, focus in on the issues, and then we'll re-engage. How about that? I mean, as you can see, the back of the guitar is just almost perfect, like super clean. No buckle rash, no real scratches or anything. So that's nice. Of course, this is technically a Les Paul Custom, so you get the double binding all the way around. I'm trying not to bang it off the table, but I'm not doing a very good job of that. Of course, the signature triple pickup Ace Frehley situation, which I'll probably never use because I'm usually on the bridge pickup anyway. But if it works, which I don't know because I haven't got to play it yet, that'll be fun to play around with. We'll have to figure that out. Pretty top, not overly done with the flamage, but kind of reminiscent of what you would get in the late 70s, early 80s. Pretty sweet. It's not overly heavy either. I'm guessing, maybe 9 pounds, if that. So, cool. Be interested to see how it comes back from the luthier. So, anyway, and as you can see, I'll try to zoom over here. The fretboard's really nice. You got the Ace Frehley signature at the 12th fret with the lightning bolts. Pretty cool. Selector switch with the poker chip. I did get the optional pick guard and the hardware, but I don't want to put that on there. In fact, I don't think it actually would fit on here because there's an issue with there being an extra pickup. So either this didn't come with the guitar and somebody just sent it with, or I don't know, but yeah, obviously that is not going to fit on this guitar, so don't need that. Wouldn't put it on there anyway. I don't like the pick guard look. I like it better looking like this. So, by the way, I got this new tool. This is a Music Nomad product. Pretty nice. Gives you a nice soft rubber texturized support for your neck. It's got different sides flat for the fretboard side. If you're working on the back of the guitar, make it taller, rotates around. And one of the cool things I really like about it is in the back side there, I don't know if you can see underneath the guitar, but it's got compartments in there, 4 different compartments. So when you're not using it, you know, to support your guitar, you just turn it up and it's got a nice little cubby hole for all your tools. So pretty handy little thing to have on your little workbench. I like it. So here's the main thing that I'm thinking about having a luthier fix. First off, the nut is totally jacked. You can see there's a big groove right here. It's like somebody tried to cut the nut somewhere along the line, didn't know what they were doing. So I'm going to have the nut replaced, but there's a lot of damage here. You can see where the truss rod cover was replaced. So the guitar came with this truss rod cover on it, and these big old giant Hawken screws that obviously are not the proper screws for your guitar. It's like what you would use to, I don't know, do something in your house with. So we got those at the hardware store. Obviously, probably what happened is these came with a Ace Frehley Epiphone style bell-shaped pick guard, because these were limited edition guitars. And whoever sold it, or wherever it came from, the original owner or somewhere along the line, the person took that, stole it, put that piece of crap Gibson thing on there which didn't fit, used these old big giant screws, and just ruined the finish here by drilling into them. So that's how not to replace the truss rod cover on your Les Paul Custom. So, you know, I'm never going to find the proper bell-shaped truss rod cover, but I did come up with this little doohickey off the internet. It's the same shape. It's kind of got the right motif. So I'm going to have the luthier see if he can fix where this is all chipped out and it ate away at least the part that you see, and see if we can make that look a little bit better, so at least when this truss rod cover's on, you don't see where all the finish is chipped away here. So we'll see what he says about that. You know, I don't want to put a lot of money into this guitar. It's probably going to end up being a wall hanger. The tuners seem okay, but they're a little wonky. I mean, this is a 20-year-old guitar, 19-year-old guitar. If I was going to play this guitar, these tuners would definitely go. So I may end up upgrading those. Well, let's take a look at the other issues, which are on the neck. And I'm trying not to bust it up before I get it to the luthier. Now, I'm going to try to come up a little bit so you can see. So, I know this looks worse in the video than it does to my naked eye, but you see this black here on the finish? Well, your first thought is, okay, it's been broken here and repaired. But I swear to God, there is no indication of any repair. Can't find a broken headstock line. So then again, that makes me wonder if this is a B-stock guitar. Was it just not a good finish? They shot this on here just to cover it because they're going to stamp it used anyway? Or is there some reason that maybe the finish has turned this color because this guitar's been in the case for so long and it's been sitting in the case resting? Because you can see it's creeped its way up onto the headstock a little bit. So I don't know. That's another question for the luthier. You know, what's the deal with this? Is it worth? Can that be repaired? Can that black be taken off there? Because the neck still feels smooth. There's nothing wrong with it. There's a little ding right here that you can't even really see, but it doesn't really affect what I would consider to be playability. So anyway, questions before video, and we'll see what the guy says. I'm taking it to a fella named Mike Cox. He builds violins and works on guitars. He used to be a guitar player in Jimmy Buffett's band way back in the day. Cool dude. So maybe we'll get a little video at Mike's place and you can check that out. So until then, rock on, everybody. Well, plan B on Epiphone going to the luthier. It's literally on the way there. I get a text message on my phone from the guy. He's at the emergency room. He just had a heart attack. He ain't gonna be there to meet me at 2 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of more important than my little guitar project. So, which has got to be pouring down rain too. So, now I don't know what I'm gonna do exactly. You know, it's probably going to be a while before this guy's out of the hospital. He just relayed some information that he'd already had some heart problems earlier in the last couple of weeks. So, obviously, probably going to be laid up for a while, maybe. So, I don't know. May have to look around for somebody else or just kind of live with it the way it is for now. And wait to see what happens with my buddy. So, hopefully he's going to be alright. That's the most important thing, right? So, U-turn. I guess I'll get some lunch since I'm already out, right? Hey, rock on. I'll update you at a later date. Hopefully we'll get to part 2 with Epiphone, Ace Frehley, and Luthier project. We'll have to wait and see. Rock on.